Right, hello guys. We're talking about Nightmare on Elm Street 4, 5, and 6. We've talked about 1, 2, and 3 already, so check that out on the channel if you haven't already. But today we're talking about Dream Monster Revenge as number 4. As number 5, we're talking about Dream Child and the final nightmare, which is number 6. Even though there's a 7th one, so obviously wasn't the final, but we'll get onto that next week. And the reboot in 2018, I think I'll do them together. But let's just get on to the 4th one, then the 5th, then the final for now. The 4th one is just gets worse and worse as we go along. I enjoyed the first one ish as an average. Number 2 was a total letdown. Number 3 was a better than number 2, and now we get this one, and it's just you have 3 characters from the third film come back, and they all get killed off at kind of the beginning of the movie, and they were the kind of the best bits. So as soon as they're killed off, my attention span just, and then we had the church stuff, and it was just like, it was just Freddy just turned into basically a comedian sort of thing throughout these 3 movies. He literally, I thought by the end of it, I literally thought, wow, this is like a comedy show or something. It's not a horror. You can't call this a horror. Surely no one's ever afraid of Freddy Krueger. How are you afraid? Because he's just comedy after comedy. It's like a comic gag where he puts literally knife things and throws someone from the building and they just splat, and he's like out of breath and doing some comedic stuff, and it's just like, how can you be afraid of him? He is not scary. This is not a horror by this point. It just isn't. So yeah, the first one we're talking about is number 4, and it was a bit naff, to be honest. And I didn't really have much to say. I just shame they killed the originals off. Well, not even the originals. Killed the 3 from the third film because I didn't enjoy them as much, but they were a lot better than what we got next. Next up, we had the woman who survived from the 4th one. So we're talking about number 5 now. And the woman who survived from the 4th one is in this, and she's pregnant, and Freddy's trying to do things to the baby, and it's just weird and wacky, and he's killing people and putting souls into the baby and doing stuff to that, and then obviously I'm gonna guess the Freddy's mom of such, who looks like a nun there, kind of takes out Freddy that way and stuff. And then the baby's fine, and she actually gets a happy ending. I think she's the only person to ever get a happy ending in this franchise, which is mental. Of course, you have the girls going dun, 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 at the end, of course, but to link, I guess, Freddy survived sort of thing. But yeah, I thought number 5 was just terrible, equally as terrible as number 4, even possibly worse. Possibly worse. I actually think it might be the worst one, actually, because there's just nothing going for it. Because it doesn't even have the 3 from the third film. So it's like, it's just dread. It's just long drawn out, and a guy not knowing who he is in the other one, and he's one of the OGs, he thinks, and he's like, I remember this. I'm the only one survived left, and he gets thrown from a building, dies, and then we somehow land to Freddy's daughter, and we're talking about the final now with Freddy's daughter, and basically, yeah, literally we get a backstory of Freddy and how he was treated by his father, and how he killed the animal at the end. He's just corrupt from the beginning, and how messed up he is. And then, of course, we see how he becomes this creature. So the mystery's kind of gone at that point, because you know his origin now. You see these things promising to make him Freddy Krueger and stuff. So he turns into this nightmare, as you will. So we've seen that. Obviously, his daughter kicks his ass and kills him at the end. The other characters are just irrelevant, and totally and utterly irrelevant. And there's a scene where Freddy's playing the character as a video game. It's like a Mario thing. And it's just like, oh, what am I watching? Why? I've just totally dropped off at this point. I've just not engaged. I was struggling to continue on this. I'm not gonna lie. If I were to watch a Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street movie, it would just be the first one. And next up, it would just skip to the third one and I'd be done. I'd be done there. This first and third one, and that's it. Tapping out. But yeah. So, let's rank it out of 10. So the fourth one. The fourth one now will be getting a 3 out of 10. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. The next one, the fifth one, a generous 2 out of 10. Honestly, just the worst. Just dreadful. And number 6 now, potentially the final. However, we do get the 7th one, which, reading off this, was Craven's New Nightmare. I don't know what this is. I haven't watched it yet. I'm getting onto the 7th one. This is me watching for the first time, by the way, all of these. So I'm getting to the 7th one, and I'll get to the 2018 one, and hopefully the 2018 one. I actually am rooting for the reboot, see what happens. So yeah. But yeah, the 7th one I'm guessing is the final. If this is the final, then as a whole, as a franchise, I would give it a 4 out of 10 if we're going off this at the moment. But yeah, the final episode, number 6, what should I rank that? I think it's going to have to be a 3. Only getting a 3 because of the origins of Freddy. And yeah, I think it's kind of neat his daughter takes him out in a way. But other than that, that is the only reason I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Otherwise, it would go down to 2 standard as well. I think they get inventive with the kills, which is good. But it just goes to not a scary level. It just goes totally Cartoon Network sort of killing sort of thing. That's just way too over the top and stupid in my mind. It just drags these movies. So I'm gonna stop being negative now. I'm gonna tap out now and go, thanks for watching, bitch. I don't know. That's what Freddy says, isn't it? So I try to end it on a funny way. I just can't do it. I'll leave it to him. But yeah, I'm going to get onto the 7th one. Hopefully positive. I hope to end on a positive note before we get to 2018, which is, I've heard, the reboot. So I hope before I get to them 2, hopefully we end on a positive, because this was totally and utterly negative. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I do negative videos, and this is just me from it. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm dead. I've watched this from 11 o'clock at night, so onwards. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys for the 7th one and the reboot. And of course, we don't just do Nightmare on Elm Street. We do Marvel, DC, Indiana Jones, Rick and Morty, Chucky, you name it. Really space to be for a geek like me. So join and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys for the next video very soon. Have a nice day.